and welcome to Entertainment All right here on Atlantic TV. Like, you know how we do, we give you everything interesting and making around the world of entertainment. We're here to give you top gist, top buzz and stories. And today's gist, Jesus. Today's gist, it a restricted flow. But don't worry, let's go and pay some bills. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. So, without wasting time, let's just hit into this whole conversation that has been happening on the media space, okay?
Yeah, a lot has really been happening. A lot.
So let's say media personality Shade Ladipo has called Ali Idibia out.
Okay.
Saying it is high time she takes two baba to go get a vasectomy. Now, for some who are just listening or hearing this word for the very first time, it is a surgical procedure on the male that surgically, when the male goes into the operating room, they will do one or two things on him, and then he will not be able to father any more children.
Really?
So it's not that he will be dormant in the other room, just that nothing would come out in form of a bouncing baby boy or a girl after the activity from the other room. So let's say, what are your thoughts on what Shade has said?
First of all, I thought Shade said she wasn't going to call out anyone again. I thought we've actually stopped that for closing kind of thing. But she's telling Annie, for me, I think you have a right to advise anyone to especially on social media for that kind of a matter. It's very, very embarrassing for me. It's a private thing, yeah. So you just call someone out like that and tell someone, oh, go on. It's like an insult to her husband, basically. It's like indirectly saying to Baba can't keep his legs closed. Indirectly, that's how you're making it seem.
Let's say, history will not be kind to Baba because he has a lot.
No, but let's be fair and let's be honest with ourselves. The last time we heard to Baba getting someone pregnant, actually that should be should be Olivia, and that's like that was out. I think she has the last child basically. So definitely with this time and age and season we are, Baba should know too well not to.
I mean, he has grown.
Exactly.
Learn his lesson. And just like you said, I feel it is a very insensitive thing to just put out there. Like, you're basically saying your man is maybe everybody's property. Go and tie him down and something. Imagine how the kids will feel when they read stuff like that. If the kids don't read, somebody in their school must have heard it. And then, those psychological things that the kids might be going through and all other things. But aside that, would you recommend a man go through that procedure?
For me, I think if you feel like you can't hold yourself down, if you feel you're someone who's a public dog, sorry to say that, man, I would recommend it for you. If you feel you have a man who is a public dog, that you feel, I'm not saying, for me, I don't recommend it to.
But the procedure, the procedure will just stop you from fathering children, but it won't stop you from doing the job of the other room.
Why would you want? My question is, why would you want to go and operate on something? Probably go to medical and I'm going to operate on something that God. For me, it doesn't really make sense to me.
I had a story.
You get like it's just the way you have this birth control, all kind of thing. You have women telling you go take pills, go take stuff, freeze their eggs. They don't want to get pregnant and all of that. For me, naturally, it has helped a lot. Yeah, science has actually helped a lot. But for me, if you're married, I don't see why I should go and probably have such procedure done. It's for me, it doesn't really make sense unless in some cases medically doctors actually advise those who have actually given birth to, like, I know of someone who gave birth to six kids. I think the seventh one, she was not scheduled for an operation. When they finished the operation, they literally told her they were going to seal up her womb because
no more
it was too much. And the child was so big that it was just God that saved her life. So they actually told her, we're going to seal up your womb. We'll have to do all. They had to tell the husband, but I think she wasn't aware. But I think they told the husband. So the husband gave the consent.
You're not in support of what Shade did.
No, normally, it's a nice advice. If me and you were close enough, you can probably just gist it out privately, not publicly, come write about something, especially about somebody else's life.
And how sensitive things like this
are. Exactly. And the Idibias have had a whole lot of drama going back and forth. So please, let's just give the Idibias some break, please.
All right. So moving on. So we broke the news. The news broke actually last week about the death of Osinachi, and it has been trending. And then new revelations keep coming out.
Yeah, definitely.
So the elder brother of Peter Nwachukwu, who is by name Richard Okinwa, has come out to say he has not heard from his brother for the past 20 years.
Wow.
That outside that the brother cut himself away from the family, even when the father died, he was not part of the proceedings of the burial. And even when his wife, that is Peter Wachukwu's elder brother, when his wife's father died, he just completely cut away from the family. And that even to the moment he was having the interview with the BBC, that Peter, has not called them to tell them of his wife's demise, adding that his real name is not even Peter Nwachukwu.
So what's his real name?
According to what he said his real name is Peter Ichonwa Okenwa.
Okenwa.
Yeah, Okenwa.
So where's the Nwachukwu coming from?
Exactly. Are we dealing with an imposter here, or somebody who had issues with his family and just
probably he changed his name? Nobody actually is. People change their names.
But you have not spoken to your family for the past 20 years. 20.
Yeah, that's the issue.
That's the revelation. So I mean, I think it's looking good or bad for him at the moment.
But first of all, I have a question. If you've not spoken to your family for the past 20 years, then how come he's married to Osinachi? Because looking at the child, the first child, that child is not up to even 15, 16 years old. Or 14 or 13 years old. So it's still probably, and you can't tell me if you've not spoken to your brother in the last 20 years, then how was the marriage done? With Osinachi, didn't she meet his family before the marriage?
I have no idea.
Did they? These are questions that I think there's more to this story actually.
Exactly.
That people are not. A lot of revelations need to be done. A lot of diggings need to be done into this story. There are a lot of things because it's not really sitting up. If you say you've not heard from your brother for good 20 years, and looking at the child's age, his first child, like I said, should not be up to 15, 14 years. You can't tell me he wasn't present at the wedding. Maybe, or no family member. Like he said, family members have seen him. So you can't tell me then who stood as parents for the wedding?
No, not.
They've not heard from him and seen him for the past 20 years.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Who knows? Who knows? You know, a lot of things happen that we cannot actually come out here to say, okay, this is it, this is it, this is it, this is it. But for him to come out to make this kind of revelation, according to what people say, there is no smoke without fire. Yes. So probably we can't completely debunk the entirety of his statement. Maybe few things might be a little bit, far-fetched, but it doesn't look good for him.
Yes.
It doesn't look good for him.
And
then recently, Osinachi attended the Dunamis International Gospel Ministry, which is no news. The senior pastor came out and said he was not aware that people were just jumping into conclusions they were not really understanding. Which brings this question now before we move on to the next story. Why is it that when things happen and then it has to do with the religious sector, especially the church, people are, invested in it? Now you hear everybody don't talk motivational speaker. Everybody's object just, posting, saying, probably the pastor knew and everything. And the pastor came out and said, giving detailed information and said, prior to all these things, he was not really aware that this was what she was going to. So my question is now is, if you are a high value member in a church, should your pastor put more, effort in trying to know how things are in your family?
For me, before you actually give someone such position in your church, I think they need to do a lot of diggings. I don't want to call names. I don't want to actually call some things, but I've seen some situations whereby some top ministers of God have actually, I'm not actually what they tend to be. I'm not talking of the GOs, no. Probably some of them like the second, third, in the church. They are not what they're supposed to be. You get? Some have had issues where and there, but then they still come to the pulpit, they talk like they say, God's grace is sufficient for everybody. beautiful. Yes, you can be doing bad thing and yet still be doing miracles and all of that. Nobody's going to dispute. Only God can tell. But the major thing with this Osinachi's case is that we pray that justice is actually being served and her death does not just go in vain and all of that.
So still sticking with domestic violence, a Nigerian lady, Ada Uburu, has called off her wedding just few days to the main day. She took to her Facebook page today and said she called off the wedding because her fiancé, David Okeke, has allegedly been beating her and even threatening to kill her. Whoa. Get this, the church and traditional wedding ceremony were scheduled to hold this week on Saturday, April the 16th in Ebonyi State.
Wow.
So now I think because of these Osinachi things, women are actually coming out to speak.
Yes. I noticed that. I noticed, and I'm saying kudos to that. That society should actually learn to allow people come out and talk about things they are facing and talk about. In fact, a whole lot of celebrities too. If I'm not mistaken, there's still celebrities that we look up to right now on social media who are actually facing through this same situation. But still, some are still scared. Oh, make a no come out now. Make them no feel say,
this perfect utopia
created on social media.
Trouble in paradise kind of thing.
It's just like the Nkechi Blessing and her husband's case where we are still having the basketball rules going on.
It took a lot for them to come out because they were trying to micromanage it, but it just got to a time everybody say,
make your day. Everybody day your lane, make I day my lane, that kind of a thing. But for me, I would say if you're going through such situation, please come out.
Yeah, please come out.
And now we have NGOs, we have agencies that actually deal on such issues. Now we have government NGOs too that deal on such issues. So let's go talk to somebody.
Just to quickly add, sometimes domestic violence doesn't just come with physical abuse.
Yeah, it comes with emotional too.
They are emotional, the way you talk,
verbal, everything.
insult and everything. And mind you, like we were saying the other time, if you are privileged or you are blessed to have kids, your children see all these things.
Yes.
And it molds them into the adults they would be. So do we want to have a toxic family and then produce toxic children at the end of the day?
Yeah, definitely. So let's look into it.
It's something we should really work on to. All right, guys, moving to our final story for the day. So, Justin Dean, the husband of popular dancer Cora, has come out to say that he has evidence that his wife cheated on him with Don Jazzy.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a huge one. So I'm just wondering, why is it that their drama doesn't want to end?
This Cora issue is one that, for me, it's always a bit complicated, to be honest. But not really complicated per se. I just feel like it's all about, I just see it as a man who can't bear something anymore. And it's like, let me just break the table, make us scatter everything. When anything wants scatter, make it scatter.
Shatter the table.
Like,
and then what comes as a
result, comes. You understand? So I think for me, that's how I see it as. And I'm not trying to say the husband is right, and I'm not saying Cora is also right. But exactly. Yet. But if peradventure the evidence comes out, but I'm looking at the fact that Cora is not really saying anything much. And at a point, I don't know if it was she's saying it or probably a source, because I know I just braced through it. I was seeing where the person was of the notion that yes, he was the one who actually allowed her sleep with one man like that who happens to own one top brewery company before he traveled out of the country and processed her own papers to come meet him.
So there's a lot going on.
Exactly. So if he allowed her to sleep with this person, meaning there's no confirmation there. But if, according to the source, he agreed for her to sleep.
The husband agreed for his wife to sleep with the
person. So he knew about it and all of that, and before he traveled. But when they got married, she continued the affair with this very man. So if he knew about that, that means there's a tendency. I don't know. I'm not saying it's true, but there is a tendency, because I'm also hearing she had an affair with Peruzzi.
Since Don Baba's name has come out to limelight, and we know Don Jazzy has been a very strong influencer and pusher for up-and-coming artists. You understand?
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of youngsters right now look up to Don Jazzy for, Don Jazzy basically does everything. If you want him on your skit, he's there and other things. So I just feel if there's any...
But do you think the man of all people to lie against, will they think of Don Jazzy?
That's what I'm saying. If truly nothing happened, I think Don Jazzy has to just come out to address the issue. Probably not to trade wars, but to actually say this never happened, and then give you an account.
Actually, Don Jazzy is one of the few entertainment gurus who I know definitely would not come out to actually trash out issues, because I've never had Don Jazzy come out to trash out any issues so
I
far.
never knew he was even married for one time until he posted it on social media.
Yeah, exactly. Even though Don Jazzy is that celebrity that is out and is still not out, you get. He makes himself like, okay, yeah, you know me too well, but you still don't know shit about me. You get. So basically, just how I see Don Jazzy as, and it's been, I think days back I heard about the Peruzza one with her, and Peruzza hasn't come out to say anything about it and all of that. But if they feel what the husband claims he's making is actually false, I would say they should go ahead to probably sue
sue
the issue for the formation of character. But they might also want to be a little bit careful, because we know Cora, these are husband, let's not just push further for this and let's let it slide.
Well, whatever it is, we wish them the very best.
Yes, definitely.
The most important thing is everybody goes home happy.
Yeah.
That's the entirety of everything. Be happy, keep yourself healthy, love yourself, love whatever it is you do.
Yeah.
And then hopefully, these are challenges of life. It comes.
Yeah, actually, I'm actually excited about this month, because this last month we celebrated the Women International Women's Day, and this month, April, we're having a lot of issues. Women, so many issues coming up concerning women, and it's being addressed. And I feel it has gotten to that stage, and I feel it's just because if we notice this few people are always saying domestic violence, women this, the rape.
That is what has gathered our social media.
Yes, of late. So let's for me, as much as we're trying to be careful, let's still ask God for His mercy. Still remember about God. He's a controller of everything. No matter the situation we find ourselves.
Definitely.
So,
that's all.
Definitely. That's how we wrap it.
That's it. So thank you so much for joining us. Until we come your way again next time.
Yes.
From AC and myself, Jeremiah, we appreciate you. And bye for now.
Please don't forget to tell us what you feel about this topics and situations. Use the comment section, and
follow, subscribe.
Yes, and please don't forget to follow us on our social media pages, and we would like to get a feedback from you. Okay, so we'll see you again. Let's peace out.